everyone, welcome back to my channel. Do click on the subscribe button if you like my videos, and here is my WhatsApp. If you need any property advice, I'm happy to help. So today, what will we be talking about? In today's video, I have some interesting case study to share which are closely related to this new project that is coming up, first project in 2026. It is also the first harmonized project in this district. So Narra Residences is located in Dairy Farm. It's not exactly an all-time favorite location in Singapore, right? And it's also very common to say that it's so ulu and is it safe to actually buy there? And who will be my future potential buyers? So I pulled out this case study for Punggol Township. So back then, there was a time Punggol wasn't a popular choice as well. It was also considered ulu. So this chart that I pull out is the Punggol's performance over the last 12 years. The blue bar represents the new condo supply, new private condo supply. And the red bar over here represents HDB MOP houses. And the blue line right here, it will represent the private condo prices. So as we can see, from here, we can see the correlation. Over here, this period, we have a very huge new supply of private condo. And compared to HDB MOP units, not a lot. There are actually way more supply of private condo versus HDB MOP units. So for HDB upgraders who are coming into the private sector, you see that the demand is actually smaller compared to the supply out there. And we can see what happens to the private condo prices. It took a dip over here. The turning point is actually over here. This period is a very interesting period. During this period, 2017 to 2019, there isn't any new condo supply coming into Punggol. But HDB MOP units are still coming in, and actually, in fact, more versus the previous year here. So when there is no new private condo supply coming in Punggol, right? So what happens to all these homeowners that are actually reached the MOP already and they're looking to upgrade? They will be forced to go to the private resale market. And this caused the price to go up by almost 37%. This is what happens to the private property prices in Punggol when the supply of private housing actually dropped. And the demand from HDB MOP units are still coming in. And the prices stay stagnant for a while, right here, because new supply of private homes came in. But lately, if you are a homeowner looking to buy a condo in Punggol, you will be able to feel a pinch in price increase because the supply of new private homes over here, there isn't any new supply since 2021 to 2024. So the private housing cannot match the demand from HDB upgraders, especially when there are so many HDB MOP units coming up in the past 5 years. This wasn't hype. It was clearly a structured supply-demand shift which caused the housing price to continue go upwards. So after Punggol, let's look at a more matured large-scale town. We have Jurong East and West Township. This actually helps us to test whether the same supply logic still hold in a very different environment. Again, it's a similar chart over here. We are comparing private condo prices against HDB MOP supply over the last 15 years. Jurong in this case is very interesting to compare because it has a very long transaction history, multiple supply cycles, both downturns and strong upswing. So here we see once again, whenever there is this blue bar over here, new supply of private condos coming in, the private property price will take a drop, will take a dip over here. And when there is no supply again of private housing, the private property price shoot up. So similarly for this period, 2013 to 2016, the property price actually went downwards. So interesting fact will be in 2018 to 2023, these 5 years, there weren't any new condo supply and condo prices shoot up drastically, as you can see over here, because there are still HDB units constantly year on year fulfilling the MOP period. So we do have constant demand of people coming out, looking to upgrade, looking to move to the private segment. So these people will actually, in short, turn to the private resale market and causing the price to shoot up over here, and then it turns stagnant after that, because in 2023 onwards, there are new supply of private homes coming in. So the key takeaway from Jurong, even in a big mature town, prices don't move randomly. They still react relative to supply. When HDB supply exceeds private prices will be supported. But when private supply catches up, the prices will pause or retract. Now we have dairy farm. We are at dairy farm estate. This is important because Narra Residences sits right inside this context. And for dairy farm, it is a very distinct difference from the earlier two towns, Punggol and Jurong. Because in dairy farm in the last 10 years, as we can see here, the blue bars are constantly here every year. So for the last 10 years, right, there are new supply of private condos every year. And it exceeds the supply of HDB MOP units. So we can see that the condo prices here, actually they hold pretty well, I would say. And there wasn't any huge increase or huge drop for dairy farm, I would say, because of the stable, constant supply of HDB MOP units. And in the last 5 years over here, the number of HDB MOP units are increasing as well. So it kind of drive up the private property prices in dairy farm. More number crunch for you. Let's look at these three towns around dairy farm estate. We have Bukit Panjang, Choa Chu Kang, and Bukit Batok. In 2017 to 2023, the total MOP units in these three towns is it's more than 20,000. So more than 20,000 HDB cleared the MOP period, and they are able to actually either to stay on, continue staying, or actually they are free to actually sell and move on to a different place. At the same time, during this period, the private resale prices grew by 60%. Okay, and looking at 2024 to 2025, these 2 years, only 4,000 HDB units MOP, and the resale price during this same period dropped by 9%. So we can see the correlation over here, the positive correlation. When there are a lot more supply of HDB MOP units coming up into the market, it will usually and typically pushes up the private property prices. Because there are more homeowners coming out, they have the more choice now to choose to upgrade to a private condo. And when the supply of HDB MOP units drop, usually the private property resale prices will drop as well. And this explains the dip in demand in dairy farm enclave between 2024 to 2025. Because of the volume over here, where the supply of the private home is more than the supply of the HDB MOP units. Let's fast forward to 2026 to 2030. During this period, I've gathered the total number of HDB houses that will clear the MOP in District 23. We have Bukit Panjang, Bukit Batok, Choa Chu Kang, and Tengah. So as we all know, Tengah is up and coming, a new township with many HDBs coming up. So total, we will have 18,406 units, HDB units that will clear the MOP during this period. Total number of condos and EC that will hit the MOP or TOP period in D23 in the next 5 years will be 2,314 units. So with this total number of HDB that will clear the MOP in the next 6 years, which is the demand that's coming in, and versus the supply during the same period of private housing coming in, of course, not all will sell and move to a condo. And likewise, not all condo owners will sell and move on, especially for own stay owners. But we can see from here that the demand is way more than the supply in D23 already in the next 6 years to come. So the supply and demand gap is already very huge. So I believe we can safely say that in this period, private condo prices will likely stand a good chance for appreciation. Now, let's dive into Narra Residences project info. After sharing the supply and demand earlier on, hope you have a better understanding how it actually affects property prices. So, project info. Narra Residences is 99 years from 1st July 2025. There will be 3 blocks of 6 stories, 2 blocks of 13 stories, and 2 blocks of 16 stories. So land size will be 21,000 square meter. Plot ratio 2.25 Total number of units, we have 540 units. The parking lots is almost 1:1. Actually, in fact, it's more than 1:1. So 546 parking lots. Expected vacant period will be in 2030. So here's the site plan and elevation chart, same as my previous videos, my previous project analysis video. Do take a screenshot, or if you need a copy, do reach out to me. We have it over here, and it's very good because once again, it's actually like a cross section of the entire site plan for you with all the units in Narra Residences. Unit mix we have over here. Very interestingly, we only have 3 units of 1 bedder plus study, the smallest unit size in Narra Residences, 517 square feet. 2 bedder, we have several 2 bedder layouts, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedroom, and 5 bedder with private lift. So now let's dive into the layout analysis. So for the 1 bedroom analysis, it's pretty straightforward. It's a 1 bedroom plus study. 517 square feet. Very interesting, only 3 units. It kind of reminds me of Canberra Crescent Residences because they also only have 3 1-bedder and they will all snatch up very quickly during launch day. So it's a pretty standard 1-bedder plus study. You have an open concept kitchen and you have a very decent study area of 4 square meter over here. 2-bedroom analysis. So for the 2-bedder 560 versus 646, the main similarity will be both are dumbbell layout, and the main difference will be the 560, the smaller one, is actually a walk-in kitchen, and you look through the entire hall actually, and there's only 1 bath, so it's a Jack and Jill bath over here. So for the 646 one, I would say it's more of a decent 2-bed 2-bath over here, and you have an enclosed kitchen right here, very livable space. Next, we have this 2-bedroom with home shelter. Very impressive that they can actually squeeze 2-bed 2-bath with home shelter and an enclosed kitchen. Total size 689 square feet. So this layout will be very suitable for people who needed that extra home shelter for storage of their things. So point to note, there are no windows in the kitchen and bathrooms for the layouts that we mentioned earlier so far, the 2-bed compact, 2 premium, and this 2-bedroom with home shelter. We have this 2-bedroom with home shelter, a bigger size of additional 11 square feet, 700 square feet. So the main difference actually from the earlier 2-bedder with home shelter, 689 square feet, right? I would say is the extra walkway here from the door. It's a longer walkway. Their kitchen is 1 square meter smaller, and the master room is actually 1 square meter bigger compared to the earlier 689 square feet. And this is the only 2-bedder layout that's the more traditional one, where all the bedrooms are all actually on one side here, the master room and the common room. So it's not a dumbbell layout, it's more of a traditional layout where the bedrooms are all linked by the same walkway. So this 2-bedder with home shelter and study, 721 square feet. Up till now, right, for Narra Residences, just a quick share, you can see there's actually a variety of layouts, even for a 2-bedder. Later, when I share the 3-bedder, there's even more. So this project actually caters to many different background or many different needs, family needs, to see whether do you actually need the home shelter, do you actually need the study area, or actually you need none of them. And then together with price point, of course, to see which one actually fits into your budget. So for 721 square feet, I'm really amazed how they can fit a home shelter and a study all in this area, and especially they are harmonized, right? So harmonized project developers have to maximize the usable space for homeowners. So coming in, right, you have an enclosed kitchen and your home shelter beside, and once again, a very well-sized study of area of 4 square meter, and then you have a 2-bed 2-bath as well. 2 same size side by side, right? One with a home shelter and study, and the other one with just the study, no home shelter. Personally, I might go for the 721 home shelter plus study because I have an additional home shelter for me to put my storage stuff. So for the biggest 2-bed plus study, right, 721, the main difference will be the kitchen is larger at 5 square meter and the living hall at 24 square meter. So it really once again boils down to what you actually need for the place. Do you need an additional home shelter, or you can do without it, you just want a larger living area? Now, let's do a quick comparison with our nearest direct competitor, Dairy Farm Residences. And to be fair, because Dairy Farm is a non-harmonized project, so we will have to remove the unusable space to harmonize it, and we will get 680 square feet after harmonization. And in comparison, compare apple to apple, for Narra Residences, we will use 646 square feet. So for Dairy Farm Residences, for this size 2-bedroom, it's also a 2-bed 2-bath. The average sub-sale sold is actually 1.321 million. Okay, and it actually has an open concept kitchen, which I would say will probably lose to Narra Residences when you can actually have a proper enclosed kitchen, and starting from price is only at 1.284. So therefore, Narra Residences would be definitely a more preferred choice compared to Dairy Farm Residences in this case. 2-bedder, 2-bed 2-bath, 678 square feet Botany at Dairy Farm versus Narra 2-bed 2-bath. For Narra Residences, we can potentially get 100k cheaper in a brand new condo. Here we are at the 3-bedroom analysis. So there are 8 different 3-bedder sizes, so please bear with me. The layouts here really differs slightly from having a toilet in the kitchen or without a toilet in the kitchen to a study room, and they are facing. So I would really urge you to be very clear of what size and layout you really want, because especially when it comes to booking day, when it's your turn to choose, you do not want to get stuck, especially if there are plenty of choices to choose from. Sometimes it might not be such a good thing also lah. Our first 3-bedder, the smallest 3-bedder in Narra Residences, 3-bed compact, 818 square feet, a very decent size, a very good entry point if you want to purchase a 3-bedroom in Narra Residences. We have an enclosed kitchen, it has window, followed by both bathrooms also have a window. So very good ventilation over here, and it's a very typical layout of a 3-bedroom. Size we have 3-bedroom flexi, 872 square feet. The additional square feet I would say comes from the bedroom here. The 2 bedrooms, they are 1 square meter each larger than the smaller 3-bedder compact. It has an additional flexi over here, direct link from the kitchen. Right, one very good plus point about this flexi, it has window as well. So it's a very good area to actually enclose it to be a helper's room perhaps, or even an additional room for guests to come over, because you have this window for ventilation. Here we are at 3-bedroom premium. We have 3 different sizes, 1001 square feet, 1012, 1023. So all these 3-bedroom premium comes with a home shelter. They all comes with home shelter and toilet in the kitchen. So this is effectively like a 3-bed 3-bath, and also they have a dry kitchen outside. So when it's dry kitchen here, your refrigerator, your fridge, right, will be outside also. So the main difference, right, for these 3 sizes, it will be the length of the living room. Also, the entrance is different as well. So for the smaller 3-bedroom premium, 1001 square feet, you actually have a private entrance over here, a shorter one, followed by a longer one. And then for the 1023 square feet, the entrance, actually you don't really have a private walkway. You actually can see right through into the balcony. And we have the smallest 3-bedroom premium, 990 square feet. You still have your home shelter and your dry kitchen outside here, and also the toilet in the kitchen. So the main difference for a smaller 3-bedder premium, right, will be the length of your living hall, which is 5.38 meter over here. For type C7, also 1001 square feet, is just the same layout as the previous one, just a different facing. Type C8, the largest 3-bedder premium, 1023 square feet. Compared to the earlier 1023 square feet, right, this one has a private walkway, a private foyer over here, so people do not actually get to see the inside of your house. But the living room will be shorter than C5. Finally, the last 2 layout, the largest 3-bedder, 1152 square feet and 1173 square feet. It almost feels like a 4-bedder already. So let's look into it. The difference, right, will be the larger living area. So the living area is 33 square meter and 39 square meter. Very huge, I would say. And both are pool facing. You actually have a island table over here together with our dry kitchen. So it gives quite a luxurious feel on that. You have a study area over here, right beside your master. It comes with a window as well, so it's a very proper room. So both has a study area. So here's a study area. It's actually larger. It's actually bigger than the other 2-bedder plus study, because study area is actually 5 square meter. The earlier one in 2 bedrooms are 4 square meter. And this 3-bedroom plus study, you have a walk-in wardrobe. Wow! Not just a walk-in wardrobe, you have a window in your walk-in wardrobe. So master bedroom will actually get very good natural wind. And one fun fact, Narra Residences has a 4-bedder compact that is the same size as this 1152 square feet 3-bed plus study. So let's look into it. A fun fact here, Narra has a 4-bedder compact that is the same size as this type C9 3-bedder plus study, same size 1152 square feet, which we'll look into it later on. Earlier on mentioned, the recommended size for a 3-bedder in Narra would be 990 square feet, which is actually gives you everything. You have 3 bedrooms and you have 2 bath and 1 toilet in the kitchen, and also a home shelter. So price point wise, this would be a more comfortable entry point. We have reached the 4-bedroom analysis, the second largest in Narra. We have 2 sizes over here. So the 4-bedroom compact, earlier we shared the 3-bedder with study versus a 3-bedroom compact. They're actually the same size. So but one gives you an additional bedroom over here, which is the 4-bedroom. So you get 4 proper bedrooms. Compared to a 3 plus study, you actually get a study and a walk-in wardrobe. So for the 4 compact, right, it doesn't come with a walk-in wardrobe in your master room. So to see whether are you able to accept that and to give up that for one additional room, or you would prefer to have you don't need the additional proper room. You just need a study area, which also quite a good size, and a walk-in wardrobe. So you have to weigh whether do you need a walk-in wardrobe plus study in the 3 plus study, or you actually prefer to have a proper common bedroom. If you ask me, I will go for the 3-bedroom plus study because I would love to have that walk-in wardrobe. And the study area is actually quite a decent size with windows some more. 4-bedroom premium, 137 square feet. It comes with a junior master bedroom and it's on the right side of the house when you enter. So it's a landscape living area. You can also opt to enclose this area up in the hall to be your study area. So between a 4-bedroom compact and 4-bedroom premium, our recommended choice will be a 4-bedroom premium, 1,378 square feet, because it feels more like a proper 4-bedder. You have your junior master and you actually have a walk-in wardrobe in the master bedroom, your home shelter over here, and for all its other attributes. Finally, to our last layout, the 5-bedroom plus private lift. So there are 2 5-bedroom sizes. So the first one will be E1, 1658 square feet, stack 28. And the main difference between the 2 sizes is actually 21 square feet. So both have very wide frontage of 5 meter. The dry kitchen is tucked against the wall, which I personally like such a design because it doesn't eat into your living room area. The rooms are also all tucked in one side, linked by an entire corridor here. So the junior master is also right beside the master bedroom. Same goes for the largest 5-bedroom premium with private lift, 1679 square feet. That with difference, I would say, will go to the larger living area. All in all, the entire layout is exactly the same. So the additional space go to the living area. All in all, these 2 5-bedder, they're almost the same layout, just slightly different in the larger living hall. Last final fun fact of Narra Residences. Do you know their 5-bedder is the only project in D23 to have a private lift? So 5-bedroom, we have the Botany that has a 5-bedroom, and we have the Mist, which have the 5-bedder, and also not forgetting Narra Residences have a 5-bedder plus private lift. So speaking of rarity, we have it here at Narra Residences. With that, I've come to the end of my Narra Residences review and analysis. Thank you for staying on with me throughout this whole video. Do remember to hit the subscribe button and like my video if you have learned 1 or 2 things. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!